So when you start building something or you have an idea for something you would like to make, you never really know where you end up, right? You might need specific tools as you figure out that your first plan doesn't really work out. You're running around the workshop, hacking stuff together, and essentially it's a very scattered process. And that also makes it one of the hardest pieces of content to actually produce because you don't know what you're actually filming. You might be filming the mistake, you might be filming the final product. So when do you film stuff correctly and when not to film stuff correctly? And I've just opted in to film everything as perfectly as possible and then chuck out 90% later down the line. That's how most YouTubers do it. And I've always had this interest on the channel of optimizing things to make them more streamlined, easier, faster. Just, build something, get it out there. And for some projects, that is a better approach. Just film it, get it out there. Some projects don't require the amount of production quality that some of my videos have. For the past half a year now, I've also been gaining interest in doing live streams on the channel. But actually live streaming something is extremely difficult, especially with the type of production gear that I have right now. I've come up with many setups that might solve that issue, like a setup with a face cam and an overhead rig and maybe a side camera somewhere as well that would connect directly on the computer. Most of these systems though are really complex and they have a lot of failure points essentially. And it wasn't until I started the mini fabrication desk setup build series where I really considered PTZ cameras. Like just putting some PTZ cameras on there which track you automatically and just a very simple audio solution which just clips on. The problem with that is that the mini fabrication desk setup isn't the main unit where I spend the most amount of time, right? So then I started to backtrack a little bit. How about a light stand system like I have right now with the slider and the gimbal on there, but then with PTZ cameras on there which track you around in the workshop so you can roll it anywhere to any workbench, get a nice shot and also be able to just have a chat and don't have to think about it too much. Which subsequently also brings us to this gigantic Oakley box with wheels that I just constructed. I didn't expect it to be this ugly, but we'll call this a prototype and see how it holds up for the next couple of months. I'll probably never replace it. Anyway, this is the base of the system. I'm using pistol grips and a light stand system that I've used before, but that has been the main thing that has allowed me to actually film the content at the speed that I have been filming it. Of course, I needed to weigh the system down a little bit and I put some concrete in the base of it. And this kind of brings us to what we're actually doing here. Why am I building this new base? I have a camera system already. Why not just use that one to film the live streams? It's actually because OBSBOT reached out a little while back and offered to send me a webcam, as they call it. And initially I was like, I don't really have a use for webcams. And so I looked into it and it seems to be a little bit more than just a webcam, as it has a small but very capable ecosystem, including the PTZ cameras, the Tiny 3 and the Tiny 3 Lite, and also a Vox SE as they call it. This is a microphone that you can clip onto your shirt and it records very high quality audio, pairs really well with these cameras. And to show you why I'm so intrigued with this, we'll first just mount a pistol grip onto the light stand, adjust it a little bit so that it can actually hold a laptop, add another pistol grip to the system, add a longer tube, and then add that last pistol grip to which we'll attach that longer tube to account for an overhead rig. Now we're using these PGY quick release plates, but these units also come with a tiny little magnet at the bottom, which is really quite strong, and you can mount these in unique positions, like for example inside of a 3D printer or inside a laser cutter. And then we connect the USB-C cables to the laptop. The only two things that have a battery are the little wireless microphone and the laptop. And that makes it very unique in the sense that it's very low maintenance. So I've definitely been wondering what to do with this top camera because I'm not sure if we're gonna make the most use out of that like this. I was thinking maybe we could put it more to the side, like a second camera, which is maybe a little bit higher up as well. Anyway, this is one of the most intriguing little setups that I've seen in a long while, and this is exactly why I accepted this sponsorship as well, because I was like, this is going to be a really unique system for creating quick videos about the stuff that you build. You have a workshop, you just want to put two cameras down, maybe just one, build something, upload it to YouTube. This is really the thing that you're going for. Now, the main reason I'm so excited about this is not the ecosystem, it's not the cameras, it's the workflow that's attached to it. These cameras are directly connected onto that laptop. Most creators use a MacBook Pro to edit their videos. This video is directly recorded onto the SSD of the MacBook Pro. You import that into your NLE, edit it, and then upload it to YouTube. Something that's really neat as well is the audio system. So both webcam microphones have audio built in, right? It doesn't have to go through this one. But as soon as we just lose tracking for a moment and I start talking over here, then this tiny camera over here notices that I'm talking and then it reconnects the tracking mode. So it's actually tracking me a lot more stable. So I currently have the tracking speed at standard. I actually like it or prefer it at slow, just because it's a little bit more smooth, and when we have it on fast, it overcompensates sometimes. It's a little bit twitchy. It's not that interesting to look at. It's too much in a sense. I also really appreciate the little LED indicators over there. We can call them tally lights essentially. So if I enable tracking like this, it blinks and it turns blue, and that's when the tracking is enabled. So this is really neat for quickly checking up to see what the camera systems are doing. You can see we lost tracking there for a moment, it turns yellow. And when I'm back in the frame, it indicates to me that we're all set and ready to go. Just checking up on the system from a glance from far away, that's very neat to have. So currently I have the camera set up in the normal tracking mode. So it's just tracking me or my face or my upper body, I suppose. But we also have hand tracking right over here. So if I enable that and I show it my hand, and then it's going to follow my hand, which is really neat. This is specifically for build videos. This is really neat because you might want one camera to actually check up on what I'm actually building and the other camera just to track me, like my face. So if you're not necessarily producing content in the building niche, you might not initially realize why this is such an ideal setup for those types of scenarios. And we're just going to do a quick showcase here. I've been busy with building out a studio and I've been busy building out some concrete wall panels. I've made some molds out of melamine, and that has been taking quite a long time because I only have 2 molds. These aren't completely dried yet, but I'm curious how fast we can demold them before it becomes an issue. But as you can see, we have 2 long glue clamps, rigid concrete in the middle, and I made these melamine strips at the side nice and thin so that we could level it all properly. Yeah, it's a little bit young to take out. Now in between shots we can move this thing around. Give it a bit of a different angle so you're not looking at me by the back. Oh yeah, and then this camera has lost its tracking, but oh yeah, as soon as I start talking, of course, the camera geolocates me. It locates me via its awesome software. So definitely also let me know what you think of the image quality over here. I know that the image quality is very different from the videos I normally produce. That's just because of the whole lens and camera combination that I normally have going on the channel. Now, not to say that these cameras are bad, I was quite shocked by the image quality, to be quite honest. It's pretty decent for a webcam. But I'm also just interested in, like, what is the audience actually interested in? Are you here for the video itself, or are you here for the things that are being built? It's also really neat about the setup is we're recording directly onto the computer, right? So if I want to check up on the footage over here, we can scroll through it on a very large screen. That's very different from a normal camera where you have this tiny little LCD at the side. So what I do is I have 3 buckets, 1 bucket for the water, and then we have these fibers, as they call them, and these are for preventing cracking and that kind of stuff. So initially I added these because I assumed it would be good for the integrity of the panels themselves so that they wouldn't like split in half. That doesn't really seem to be the case, but since I did it on the first panels, I want to keep consistency in all of the panels. So we have the concrete mixed and we have the panels all set up, and I'm just going to spray some WD-40 on these so that it's easier to release when we demold them. So I'm just carefully spreading it out, trying to hit all of the edges and all of the corners so that we don't have any gaps over there. And I'm noticing that this mix is a little bit dry, so it's a little bit more difficult. So this mix is a little bit more flowy, should be easier. You'll see that there's certain points in the concrete that are a little bit uneven, and especially at the edges you want everything to be as filled up as possible. And so I bought this concrete vibrator, which really helps with that. So we can just place that on there and go around, it fills up all of the gaps really nicely. So now that the concrete wall panels are somewhat finished and ready to be cured, we can take them out later down the line, like 1 or 2 days later. So let me know in the comment section what you think of the image quality, what you think of the entire vibe of the video as well. It's a little more like an overview. It's not really as engaging as the content I normally shoot, but it's very low maintenance. It's very low effort as well. Overall, I'm really chuffed with the OBSBOT camera system. Special thanks to OBSBOT for sponsoring the video, and hopefully see you in the next episode.